Apparently I'm already live. Fuck me. Alright, cool. Okay, apparently I'm already live. Fuck me. Alright, cool. Okay. Not quite sure what mic I'm using, but you know, who cares? I'm using, but you know, who cares? It's probably just my honestly, it's probably just my Mac mic. If you hear the feedback, it's just me checking the audio. You know, I'm living life. I don't give a fuck. This ain't supposed to be. This ain't some. I'm not actually that like. I don't really care that much about this particular stream. I'm literally playing fucking Rocket League, and I'm not even putting it on the stream. Quite literally, just because I don't feel like it. Like I don't. I really don't care. Yeah. This entire live stream, I'm gonna keep it real. This entire live stream, quite literally, is just me being like, oh, you know, I haven't done YouTubery things in quite a minute. To some extent, I miss it a little bit, you know. Not a lot, mind you. I'm very glad I don't do YouTubery things anymore. But I do miss having like an outlet to just yap to. And not like wonder or really give a shit about if I'm wasting anybody's time, because you know, if you're here, you choose to be here, right? If you watch the VOD of the stream, you chose to watch the VOD of the stream. Like it's not even about like, you know what I mean? This ain't nothing special. You know, life is going on. I guess I always said I was going to. God damn it. I always said I was going to, and then I never did make like a video explaining what happened, what changed, all that. So, if I go into my like YouTube studio, right? Like, oh fuck, alright, hold on. I'll do it in between like goals or something in Rocket League. But you know, if I go into my YouTube studio, I think the last time that I did a live stream or like something of this sort was in 2021. So it's been a hot fucking minute. It's been a while. Last time, if it was 2021, god damn it. All right, whatever. If it was 2021, last time I did something like this was back. Let me think. Hold up. I've just been posting unlisted videos like hell, apparently. That is true, though. I use this as the place to, like, show off my drafts and whatnot. Who the fuck is putting shit on Vimeo? What do I look like? Sorry, I think somebody's using like a blender or something in the kitchen. Anyway. Yeah, well, I gotta check when the last time is that I posted like, you know, a traditional Power Pumpkin Gamer video. It's been quite a minute. I've been busy. Long story short, I've been busy. I've been doing things. You know, YouTube was never the goal as a career. Like that was never gonna be the end all be all. I mean, if it had taken off, but I knew that shit wasn't gonna take off. Like, come on now. But yeah, YouTube was never like the actual goal. You know, I was always gonna go to college, get a degree and shit. Did YouTube influence it a little bit? jury's still out, you know. I think part of me just enjoys like making stuff. I've always liked making stuff, but I think YouTube really helped shape it into being like video stuff. The difference is obviously that I don't really give a shit about like making YouTube videos anymore. I give a shit about making other shit, but you know, what can you do? Life is a funny way of like working those kinds of little things. Oh, you friggin' bastard. Alright, some guy like knocked the ball out of the air right as I was going for it. Like I said, this is just peak primetime yapping. Now, like you're not even gonna get to see any of this gameplay right here. I'm playing like garbage because I'm not a good Rocket League player. Like I don't play Rocket League, but this is gonna be peak yappage, right to the camera. Anyway, yeah, when I get a second, I'll take a look. Oh, damn it! I actually just scored that goal. I should have checked right then. Whoops. Too busy explaining the yappage. This should tell you just how long it's been since I've done this. I been so long I don't even know how to act. Oh, come on. Gotta circle back around. Here we go. Come on. Oh, okay. Apparently not. Alright, well, I'm just... Jesus. Alright, there we go. Oh, out of boost. That's annoying as shit. Oh, well, apparently not, because none of these players know how to actually hit the ball. Apparently it's not a problem. Anyway. Oh, come on, guys. I put y'all at the damn finish line, y'all couldn't drive across it. Come on, please, somebody take it. Let's go. Alright. All tied up. The last time I made a traditional, like, Power Pumpkin Gamer-esque video was August 18th. I published the So I Bought the Mr. Beast Burger video. That was the last, like, Power Pumpkin Gamer video that I made. You could make the argument that it's the Sea of Thieves movie ending, but, like, the Sea of Thieves movie ending was quite literally, like, a little gag that me and the boys used to have back when we used to No Life Sea of Thieves in the during the dark days, during the dark ages, during the dark ages. It was, I think that was after I think I started doing that after I got the Xbox. So, like, it was, oh my god, I'm goated, apparently. Shit. Anyway. Yeah, let me think. There's the April 17th and May 4th, and August 18th I put out the Mr. Beast Burger thing. Did I have, like, a live stream? I feel like I had a live stream at some point. Anyway. I don't know. I don't care anymore. Okay. I did check. So the last live stream that I had, as well. Okay, I'm gonna. We just won the game. I'm gonna take a second to like actually talk about this instead of sitting here playing a video game. Here we go. The last live stream, like real live stream that I had, like Power Pumpkin Gamer type of live stream that I had, was the Nintendo Direct in September of 2022. In which they revealed Fire Emblem Engage, which I didn't care about. I actually probably thought it looked like okay because I like Three Houses. But like then they kept showing it and I was like, Tunic is cool. Octopath 2, which I probably thought was pretty cool because I think Octopath 1 is okay. I think it's fine. They showed off the expansion pack more. The Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 3 booster pack. The booster course pass, sorry. They showed off Pikmin 4, Bayonetta 3, Crisis Core. Oh, wow. I didn't know it was that long ago. And then they ended it with a Tears of the Kingdom. I think that was the time that they did, like, the big Tears of the Kingdom reveal. Like, the big trailer. But regardless, you know, it's been a minute since I've done, you know, traditional... It's been quite a little while since I've done traditional, like, Power Pumpkin Gamer type of content. Like, I haven't done this in a minute. And I'm not saying I'm coming back to it. Like, this is not me going back to YouTube. That is not what this is. This is I wanted to yap because I like yapping, and I haven't like gotten to like freely openly yap in a minute. So I was like, all right, let's do it. Life things. What happens? I think actually since that. Okay, so the one that I was thinking of, by the way, the live stream I was thinking of was, I think the Game Awards stream from 2021 is the one that I was thinking of. Because the Game Awards stream from 2021 was where I was like, yo, it's been a while since I've done Power Pumpkin Gamer type of things. No, fuck that. I was like, it's been a while since I've done like Power Pumpkin Gamer type of content. And that live stream was... Oh, wait. 2022. April 27th, 2022 was the last time. Sorry. That was probably the one. It was when I was playing Mario Maker. I think that was the time. April 27th, 2022 was the time I was like, there's been a lot of things going on. You know, I've been doing life, and life has been, like, chaotic and messy and, like, full of twists and turns and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, yeah. Cool shit. Whatever. So 2022, I did that stream in April, and the last time in 2022, April 22. I'm going through my videos that I released around that same time, and late April 2022, I don't think... Okay, I did make that one video public. I think that was around the time of one of them school shootings, and I was like, oh, yes, I'm mad about this. Which, like, I am. The state of American politics is a clusterfuck, like, consistently. It's to a point now where, like, I don't really give a shit about using this platform, whatever the hell that means, to, like, talk about it. Instead, I just, like, talk to people. Because fuck the internet, bro. The internet is no place for opinions. But yeah, no. May... Oh, shoot. Cancel search. May 25th. So basically since May of 2022, I have been saying, like, oh, eventually I'll make, like, some type of update about, like, what I've been up to and what life has been about and blah, 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 blah. Because then I posted that MacBook unboxing, too, because I got my Mac around that time. But I never actually did it, and now it's almost been 3 years, which is wild to think about, since that moment. Yeah, it was something, man. Anyway, I have obviously made some other stuff public, like some other content of mine public, stuff that I've had in, like, you know, in the vault. Like, for example, February of 2022, I posted The Last Slice. which was a college project. The inner dialogue I'd actually recorded, I think, in 2019. I'm pretty sure I recorded that during the summer of 2019, and I published it. Like, I actually, like, had... I think I'd cut it together in 2019. I just never actually posted it. And then I finally, like, I was, like, clearing out my Google Drive or something, and I finally was like, oh, yeah, I guess I never posted this, and I put it out in 2022. Then March 6th, I posted the Brick General High School Survival Guide. That was pretty sick. I loved, not only editing that video was like really fun, but making that video in general was quite a good time. Me and Brick General had a great time. The gentrification video was me being like, no, we were, it was literally just me exploring the city of Philadelphia and going to University City and being like, man, it's crazy how like this area of Philly is like way nicer. And it's because there's an Ivy League school like right here. But yeah, that was just a dumb little thing I did in like 15 minutes. I also wanted to make it like a longer video. But I was like, man, wouldn't it really be really funny if I just made this into like this little joke right here? Especially because I got self-conscious because I was like some guy just like walking around like UPenn campus and putting my phone like far from me. So like if somebody just like snatched that shit, I was like, that's my phone and it's just gone. So I was like, maybe not. But then pretty soon after that, I got that new MacBook, which, by the way, I'm still using right now to stream this. That's a MacBook from 2022. Technically, I think it's a 21, like a late 21 model, but it's the M1 Max MacBook. Literally no problems, like no problems at all with this computer. This is an incredible computer. I've heard that like those who are on the M1 series can like there's a reason to upgrade now. Like there has now by the time of M4 been significant enough improvement to the computer that like it's worth upgrading, like it's worthwhile. I don't necessarily know if I believe that, or frankly, if I care. 'Cause I don't. I really don't. This computer serves me well in everything that I do, and I've never had it like crap out on me for anything like crazy. If I've thrown something insane at it, it'll slow down a little bit. Actually, I don't think it's ever slowed down. It's just like, I can't say that. That gets into like other things though, which I should get to eventually, but give me a second. So I did that MacBook unboxing. This I don't think is public. Oh, it is public. It was just blocked. Okay. That was I guess I never, I guess I made that public. That was a project that I had to do for class. I guess I was just like, yeah, I can throw this up and make it public. Made that school shooting video. And then there's like basically the rest of my content since September 19th, 2022. Is that I've posted to this channel has quite literally just been like stuff that I have worked on as a film student. Like Are You Okay was a film, like it was an experimental short that I had to make for my Media Arts 2 class back in sophomore year. Same thing with the mockumentary of Your Terrible Roommate. That was another project that I had to make for a class. Same thing with The Void. It was a project that I had to make for class. And my specific section of that was the newscast from The Void. That was like the talk show type of thing. Then COVID therapy was a project that I did as part of a club at school. And I was the DP on that. Then the Cracker Barrel Fiasco was, again, like a project for a class. Stars Crossed was also my final for that same class for Cracker Barrel and The Void. Those three were the three major projects for that class, but Stars Crossed was my first like big directorial like project where I was making a short film, like a proper short film. I directed that. Then The Perfect Sandwich was also for that club, the same club that I did COVID therapy for, but I was the director on The Perfect Sandwich. As well as The Colorist, which is why it looks so weird and yellow, because that was the first time I ever used DaVinci Resolve. And I wasn't very good at it. And then there's a big gap until April 25th of 2024. There was a pretty big gap between Cracker Barrel Fiasco and Stars Crossed, and that's just because Stars Crossed really took a long time to get cut together. Mainly because of that opening scene. I actually, you know what? Let me see if I can show you guys. Give me 1 second. I know you're just seeing a black screen. Give me like 2 seconds because I'm trying something. So I'm doing this, and then can I do display capture? Is that what it is? It is! Okay. So let me not show you this. Let me show you the other thing. Let me put this over top actually. While I make some adjustments here. Let me not show you guys like my fucking, the important shit. Cancel. Delete that. Yes. Is there any way that I can like, this? Here we go. Crop, to window. Window. Oh. None. Okay, don't crop that. Okay. I'll adjust this properly such that it fits within the stream window. Here we go. And then put this over top. Sorry, I haven't used OBS in a minute. I've kind of low-key forgot how it works. Here we go. Let's see. Is it? Yeah, it is. All right, cool. Let me pull it up and then bring it to the other page. Channel content. What was I talking about? Stars Crossed. Yes. Yeah. All right. I'm not going to play the audio, but this video right here, man, this was quite the project. Quite literally, this first scene, like no BS, just this first scene took me so long, and I don't even know if you can actually see why it took so long in the scene itself. I'm not sure if you can tell. You might be able to tell, honestly. I can tell, but it's because I did it. And literally the reason why it took so long to make is, this scene alone. This 2-minute scene. When does this scene end? The scene ends... Literally, it's 2 minutes long. It ends at, the 2-minute, 4-second mark is when we cut over to the next scene. That 2-minute scene took me basically an entire summer to edit. Literally, from June, the beginning of June to the end of August to edit. And so that weird gap in uploads between between the Cracker Barrel fiasco and Stars Crossed was literally just because that project took until damn near December to finalize. Like, by the time that I fixed all the audio and fixed all of the the picture lock was like pretty quick, and also I wasn't doing it properly. Like, I wasn't doing like a proper assembly, then rough cut, then fine cut, then picture lock, then mixing, then final cut. Like, I wasn't doing all of that, and I should have. It probably would have made my life a little bit easier, honestly. But that scene, like, this first opening scene, this 2-minute scene, took me an entire summer to edit, and you can probably tell why. It's because all of the cups, like all the different cups that are on the table right now, they're all coffee. They were all just cups of iced coffee. And, continuity didn't really matter to me. Like, I wasn't, like, that bothered by it. There are some weird cup continuity errors, but to be honest, I don't think it, like, matters that much. The main thing that, like, you might see it. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. You see this, like, this weird, like, orange band in the green cup, or like how the green, like, is like in the plastic over here? That is quite literally just because every single frame of this shot is, and every single frame of this 2-minute sequence has 5 layers. One base layer, which is the actors, and one layer for each cup, where each individual cup was rotoed out. It was rotoscoped and color masked so that it would all, like, it was HSL keyed so that it would all, like, change. And once again, I did this, I like, this was the, like, I did Perfect Sandwich after I shot this, after I edited this, is when I made the Perfect Sandwich. And like I said, the Perfect Sandwich was my first time using DaVinci, and it was my first time even trying to color grade within DaVinci, and I didn't really understand how the nodes, well, I learned on that project how the node system worked, but I didn't know how to do any of the more advanced color things that you can do in DaVinci, like, HSL keys and power windows and, like, secondary, basically. I didn't know that secondary was an option. Like, a secondary pass was an option at all. I didn't know that. And then when I shot this, I was still exclusively using Final Cut Pro. I still use Final Cut Pro to cut. Now I use DaVinci to color. And DaVinci Color is just, like, really handy. It is. It's like, that's the long and short of it. It's really handy. But, like, this scene took me a long time because I had to go in and manually frame by frame, and we shot this in 30 frames. Like, we didn't shoot this in 24 because we shot this on my old camera, which was that Canon that I unboxed. I no longer have that camera. I have a different camera now, but we shot this movie on that old Canon camera, and we shot it in 30. I'm pretty sure it's 30. We shot it in 1080p 30 because that's, like, what I shot my movies in. And that meant that I had to go in for 2 minutes, which is 120 seconds, at 30 frames per second, which is 30 times 120. That's 2 zeros. 12 times 3 is 36. 3,600 frames. 3,600 frames. I had to go in and manually, frame by frame, I was going in there and rotoscoping each individual cup. So that's 3,600 times 4, which is 6 times 4 is 24. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 2 is 14. 14,400 individual frames of edited footage for 2 minutes, right? It's 14,400 frames because it's each individual cup got its own layer and its own mask. And it had to, because like I wanted the actors to like live like naturally. So like in this scene, as they're just like talking, their hands are moving, they're gesticulating, they might take a sip, they might, whatever. Um, they might bump the cup, they might like lift the cup and then put it back down, whatever it was. I had to go in there and make sure that they did it correctly. And that was the other thing, was I was an idiot, didn't have a script soup, didn't have any of that. And nobody was calling out my continuity errors. So this last shot of these two as they're getting up is actually 7 layers, because I have two more mask layers that are gradient masks, I think is what Final Cut calls them. Just so that I could properly sync up the actress reaching for her cup, like this, just so that I could match on action there, just so I could make sure that like the hands about in the right position. I had to create 2 new layers to make sure that I cut on action there, because she had already lifted her cup in the shot of the 2 shot of the guys. She'd already lifted her cup, so I had to delay that, and I had to create this like staggered thing. It took far too long. Like I said, it took an entire summer just to cut 2 minutes of this. And I am not an editor. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm not an editor. This is not what I do. This is not what I'm good at. This is not my forte. I won't say I'm not good at it, because I am good at it. It's just not my forte. It's not like it's not what I'm best at, right? I'm better at other things. But anyway, I posted that, and then I, like, 5 days later, I posted The Perfect Sandwich. I like The Perfect Sandwich a lot. I like the script. I like the cut. I like the overall direction we went with it. We did some fun stuff with it, too. We, certain shots of The Perfect Sandwich are... Certain shots in The Perfect Sandwich are shot on iPhone. Like, for example... where is it? I wanted this like extended like sandwich making like section, and I thought it was cute. I had fun with this. I really did. I had fun color grading this. I didn't cut it. I wasn't the editor. I was the colorist. Like I said, I don't think it was very good color grading, but I enjoyed color grading it. This is shot on iPhone. This is shot on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. This was the first time I used... All of the moving shots are shot on iPhone in Apple Log, because we didn't have a gimbal rig or Steadicam or any kind of like... We didn't have any kind of rig to stabilize motion footage for our A cam. So I was like, okay, let's use an iPhone as a B cam for these moving shots. So all of the moving shots in this short, all of the shots where the camera is moving they're all iPhone footage in Apple Log. Now, I don't think I graded this very well. I will say that. I don't think I did a very good job. However, I think it is worth mentioning that Apple Log is a very powerful tool. Like, I think it's a very, very well made... Like, I think it's very good. I enjoyed making The Perfect Sandwich. I enjoyed, like, planning it. I enjoyed doing location scouting. We did, like, a whole bunch of that. I casted most of it myself. We had, I think, like, a casting director that reached out, and I think we got... Which character did we get from the casting director? I think this character we got from the casting director. The activist was found by the casting director. But I found the hippie. I think the character that plays John reached out to us when we put out a casting call. And then I found Jess, I think, is what the character's name is. I don't want to say the actress's name, obviously, but um, I think Jess was the character's name. Um, uh, Thanks for letting me sit here. I'm Jess, by the way. Yeah, it definitely is Jess. Um, I don't know. I thought the script was really, really funny. I just love the mundanity of it. I really do. It's just a guy trying to eat a sandwich. It was really beautiful. Anyway, I enjoyed this a lot. This was, like I said, my first time color grading in DaVinci. I don't think I did a very good job, mind you. I didn't. But it was my first time color grading in DaVinci. Then I put out Gutterball in April of 2024. Wow. It's almost been a year since I put this out. I did not direct this. I was the DP on this. This was a junior project, so this is my junior year. We shot this in November of 2023. I was very busy my junior year because I was editing Stars Crossed. I was directing The Perfect Sandwich. We were in production, and I was coloring The Perfect Sandwich in December, as I was also shooting Gutterball in November. And I edited and colored Gutterball myself as well. Gutterball was really interesting because it was my first time shooting on a like real camera, like a big boy camera. We shot this on the Red Epic with the Mysterium sensor, which is, I mean, it's a very old camera, but it's one hell of a workhorse, man. What a camera. Like, it gives you good, high-quality images with such little effort. Like, I want you to know, almost all of this movie was lit with just the lights in the bowling alley. We had a few supplemental lights in certain shots, and there was just so much latitude from the red sensor that we didn't really have to put up. I think the only light we used on this entire shoot was, and you might be able to kind of see it here, and maybe I'm seeing it just because I'm looking for it, like I know where I put it. You can kind of see it on this guy's face. I forget what the character's name is, and I don't want to say his real name. If you look at his forehead, it looks like kind of yellowish. There's that little hot spot on his forehead right here. And like, maybe if you're not looking for it, it just reads like some more overhead lighting, right? But we actually had like a sort of fronty, we had a 200 watt little LED going from Aperture, the 200X. We had that going in his front. But almost all of these shots, like no joke, are lit just by the overheads. Like just the regular old ceiling lights in the bowling alley. But yeah, this was like a local bowling alley around where the director of this project like is from. I think he's like from there. I don't remember. But yeah, you know, it was just like this director was great to work with. Like I had a lot of fun on this project. It was very stressful. It was very taxing, and it was. Oh, you can actually, I think you might be able to even see the light in the shot. Specifically in this shot right here. This shot is so noisy. Holy shit. I did not notice how noisy this shot is. Yeah, you can. Just barely. You can see the right on the right here. You can see the umbrella that we put to like diff out the 200 a little bit. You can see it in the shot just barely. But it's like no one's gonna notice. No one's gonna care. It's just me. It's just like me taking pride in my work that's going to notice and care. But that's, I guess, fine. I didn't really notice how noisy some of this footage is until now. Like I'm looking at it, like blown up to 4K. Um, I did not notice how noisy some of this footage is, man. Like I didn't, you know, I didn't really realize. Maybe I should have looked into like some noise reduction or something. Um, but yeah, this was really fun to film. We had a great time. I have no idea how he got that shot. Let me. Well, okay, that bowling shot. I don't know how he got that bowling shot. Like that bouncing in and out of the gutter to like really just like kind of fling that pin. That was really good. That was a great shot. Um, yeah, this was a fun project. This was my first big. I shouldn't say my first big because COVID therapy was in that case it was really my first big like DP project. And then obviously after this um, I have Malkovich, which was not actually the version that is on my channel is not the real version of Malkovich. We have another version with sound. We do. It exists. However, I don't have that version. Our director does. I just have the colored version that didn't we didn't do like I didn't help with the audio mixing. I just colored it. I shot and colored it. And I think that to this day, this is one of my best looking projects. It really is. And it's really easy, like, it's really easy to say why. It's because we shot it on an Arria Mira. And so, when you give me the cheat code of all cheat codes, which is the greatest camera sensor ever invented, it's really hard to fuck it up. Like, don't get me wrong, I think I did a really good job. I actually always tell this story about this project specifically, which is I the I want to say like a couple days before we shot, I went to the location that we were going to film at, which was my director's apartment. And we got there, me and my first AC got there because the way that this was another class project. So and I will explain the classes thing. Like my I think I was a swing on his set, but I basically ended up being his like key grip because his key grip, who was the person who was supposed to be his key grip, couldn't be there that day. Um, but yeah, I basically ended up being his key grip, and he became my first AC. He was DPing, and then he became my first AC the second half of the day. Um, when I was DPing. Um, Basically it was a rotation. So whoever was the first on his was the second on mine. Whoever was the second on his was the gaffer on mine. Whoever his gaffer was my key grip. And I was the key grip, so I became the DP. It was like a little round robin thing. Anyway, this me and my like he was my first, but he was also the other DP that was also going to shoot in the same location on the same day with the same camera and a lot of the same equipment. We went to the location like a couple days before. Oh shit! Oh, are we back? What the hell? Are we back? I want to say like a couple days before we shot. Um, I went to the location that we were going to. Okay, sorry. That was a long extended silence. Okay, sorry. That was a long... Yeah. I saw that I was dropping frames. I just wanted to make sure my stream wasn't dying. It is raining outside. It might be, like, my stream might drop. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't happening. Anyway, he was my first AC. We went, and he was the DP the first half of the day. We went to that location a couple days before to, like, check it out, see what the location's like, do a scout, basically. We went to go do a location scout. We got there. We loaded in all the equipment. And, like, that is the first time that as a cinematographer, as a DP, I always, like, the story that I tell is that I saw it. Like, I was standing there in the location, looking at, like, the sunlight streaming through these big friggin' windows. You can actually see the window in the last frames of the shot here. Where is it? Oop. It's in the last shot at the end here. Yeah. That window in the background. That window is huge. Like, it's literally floor to ceiling window. And, well, okay, it's not floor to ceiling, but, like, it's maybe like your thigh. Like, that's how far it comes down. And they have really high ceilings in that apartment. And it's a huge friggin' window. Like, basically that entire wall is just window. And it lets in a lot of light. So we had to cut it a little bit, right? We used the blinds and we used that to cut it. And then, but, like, I was standing there, I was watching the sunlight streaming through the window. I was talking to my director, like, walking through the blocking of, like, oh, they're going to be on this couch and that's what's going to be, like, well, that's what we're doing. And in my brain, it just all clicked. Like, I just looked out at the room and was like, okay, so I'm going to put a light right over there. And I'm going to put a light on that counter bouncing across that wall, giving that, and also, like, I'm going to put, like, 2 tubes right over there. One to bounce on the wall, and one to give her a hair light. And I'm going to put, like, the light mat right here, like the panel right here, so that, you know, with some diff and a grid on it, and then kind of put her in the waist ever so slightly, and run a TV gag on the panel. And then I'm going to, like, I literally saw where the light was going to go, and what it was going to do, and I was just like, and it was imaginative. The lights weren't set up. They were still in the cases, right? But I could see it. And that's a magical moment. It really is. The first time that you can walk into a location and just be like, yep, light there, pointed this way, like, that's great. That feels special. It really does. It really feels special. But yeah, I did that, and that is, wow, May 7th, 2024 is the last time that I've publicly uploaded something to my YouTube channel. That's pretty crazy. Since then, I have worked on other things. A lot of the work that I've done since has actually not been, like, key work. Well, a first AC is a key person, but key in the sense of, like, I've not directed or DP'd much since Malkovich. What I have DP'd since is actually a song that is a video that is publicly available, not on my, like, it's publicly available and it's just not on my YouTube. I shot, where is it? Here it is. I shot this music video. I'm going to wait till the ad's over. Here we go. I shot, edited, and colored this music video for this musician here. This was, for the record, this was all cut and colored in Final Cut. This was not on DaVinci. I did not put this into DaVinci. This has nothing to do with
DaVinci. I didn't use DaVinci for this at all. I think I shot this before I took my color grading class. Like I took a color correction class before I shot this. It might look a little... I don't know if it'll look fuzzy actually, because this is a 1080p stream. But I'm also like compressing down a 4K image into a 1080p stream. But on my screen it looks fuzzy because it's a 4K monitor and it's playing a 1080 video. I hope it doesn't look fuzzy to you. But regardless, yeah, I shot this music video for this guy. One of the things that we had to do, the same semester that I shot Malkovich, one of the things that we had to do was get on somebody else's project. And I was on for the grad students. So the grad students would direct and DP, and then us, like, undergrad students, we were their crew. And I was the first AC on this grad student's like documentary that she was shooting about this guy, because I don't remember how they're related, or not related, but like how they're connected. They're not related, I don't think. But anyway, yeah, she was shooting a documentary about him, and then I met him on set, and, you know, I've played the guitar since I was, like, 9 or something. Not well, mind you, not consistently and frequently enough to be, like, really, really good, but, you know, me and him just broed out over guitar stuff and about, like, making music and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, you know, hit me up if you ever want to make like a music video or something. And so yeah, we shot this really quickly, just kind of like threw it together. This was also shot on the same like old Canon. That was shot on Canon EOS 80D. That thing is, I don't want to say it's a piece of garbage because it's not. It was a good camera when it came out, like many years ago. When did that camera come out? The 80D was released in March of 2016. Yeah, so when it came out, it was like pretty freaking good. EF mount, APS-C, what was it, like a 24 megapixel? Yeah, 24 megapixel camera, like Super 35 size, like APS-C, 24 megapixel camera, DSLR for 2016. That's not bad at all. When I bought it, it was 2019, and it came with a, what did I buy it with? I think I bought it with the, I had like a 18 to 55, and then like a 55 to 200, some kind of lens with it. I can't remember now, because I sold it. I sold that camera and those lenses. I sold them. I got like some 300-ish bucks for it from like MPB or whatever. Regardless, you know, I got this camera from like Costco back in 2019. I think I have a video on my channel like unboxing it from back in 2019. Where am I? This is 2020 still 2020. I think it was from back in 2019, right? Did I? Yes, I did. Yeah, June 9th, 2019. Canon EOS 80D unboxing. Wow, look at that. That was a while ago, wasn't it? There I am. The good old days. Yeah, so this camera was, you know, it was great. If back then it was a huge upgrade because I was coming from a, you know, like a Sony Handycam. I wasn't really living large. I wasn't doing too much camera-wise back in 2019. And we bought this camera, and by we, I mean me and my family. And, like, I was the only one that used it, but, like, realistically, I did not. I was very young at the time. I think I was still in high school at the time. You know, I did not have, like, $1,000 to drop on a camera. We bought this camera because after I bought it, we went to Europe for like 10 days, and my parents were like, we want a good camera in the house. Like, you know how to take pictures and you know how to take videos, and we want a good camera to be able to take good pictures and videos when we go abroad. And yeah, that's what this camera was for. And then I did like every video I made from that point on, the Galaxy S10 unboxing videos. I'm pretty sure were shot on the new camera. I'm pretty sure they were shot on the new camera. I shot a bunch of unlisted videos. I shot my YouTube's Got Problem rant. I shot the Elgato unboxing. I shot the iPad unboxing. I shot my Decade in Review video, which I'm still actually really proud of. Like, that ending bit of the Decade in Review video, I'm still really proud of that, like, that montage that I did at the end of that video. It was a crazy good video. It wasn't a good video in terms of its content. The content was, like, whatever. But I really enjoyed making that, like...
Go for the past 10 years, and here's to another 10. My lights are up.
I'm still really proud of this little montage at the end. This was a fun little cut to make. I enjoyed this a lot. I had a blast cutting that together. I still look at it pretty fondly. I don't think it's my best work, but like I like it. It's so much fun to look at. I don't like gassing up my own work and whatever, and that's like gross, but I don't know. Fuck you, I don't care. Anyway, that Decade in Review video I shot on this, the What is a Nuzlocke video I shot on that camera. All of the on-camera segments from all of the videos that I've shot since 2019 were shot on that camera. Like on-camera segments of like videos that I made here. Like my what was this about? Dawn of the Final Day. I actually genuinely don't remember what this is about. Hold on. It's literally called Dawn of the Final Day on my YouTube channel. That's just the name of the video. It's 4 minutes and 20 seconds long. I really did not give a flying fuck. Time was not... I really didn't care about time. I kept a lot of shit in here. Oh god, the old fridge. Jesus. My parents have bought a new fridge since this video. Leftovers? Oh, like like we've labeled, yeah, we just label our food. Jesus Christ. I thought it was so fucking clever. Good God. I know what this is about now. I 100% know what this is about now. This is from... Yep, I'm literally editing the video that you're watching. That's great. Good fucking job, mate. Yeah, this is 100% just like, it's the day before Xenoblade Definitive Edition drops.
Wait a minute.
Wow. I was so excited for Xenoblade Definitive Edition. Holy shit. Did I end up going live? That was, when did I shoot that? Oh shoot, I should probably bring this back down. Whoops, shouldn't show y'all that. May 28th, 2020. Did I end up going live? May 29th, 2020, my first, wow, I streamed Xenoblade when it, damn, I was so excited for Xenoblade. I mean, makes sense. I still freaking love Xenoblade, man. Xenoblade 3 is definitely one of my favorite games of all time. Alright. But yeah, like, basically every video I made since I unboxed that Canon camera, anytime I was on camera, the Break Free Persona videos, I remember the Break Free Persona videos. That was probably my, I don't know if that was my first time, but that was definitely one of the first times that I did like clickbait videos, in the sense of like a video about a trending topic. Yeah, I don't remember making like trending videos that much. But yeah, all of the videos that I've uploaded since for YouTube since that have been shot on that Canon. And so has this. Like this, I think this was the last thing that I shot, I want to say, on that camera. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure this is the last thing I shot on the camera. I borrowed a friend's lens for this, though. This is not the Canon, like, basic Canon lenses that came with it. Also, I don't know if you can hear it. My voice might sound a little bit nasalier than normal, but, like, I've recovered from the cold. I'm literally just eating these cough drops because I feel like it. I don't have a cough. My cough is, like, gone. I just like the taste. But yeah, that is not true. It wasn't shot entirely on the Canon. This wide shot was on, shot on Barney's, like, own camera. I forget what it was. It was just like a nice, a little camera. But all of these shots, all of these are from the Canon camera with, the Helios 44-2. It's the Dune lens. My friend has, like, a simple cinema rehouse with an EF mount of the 44-2, and my reel has some shots from this. I actually don't think my reel is on my YouTube, which is insane to me. I can't believe I haven't put that up here. But yes, I think this was the last video that I shot on that camera. And then very recently I got a new camera and I shot something on that. Man. Oh, and then there's something that's not even on... Well, it's because it's not edited yet. We still have to fucking edit it. And by we, I mean me and somebody else, because my ass is not fucking editing this shit. I shot an entire short film on iPhone. Like we filmed the whole thing on my iPhone, on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And it's really powerful. Like, I'm really surprised, frankly, by how good. I'm really surprised by how good the iPhone is. I can show you, like, here. I can show you some of the shots. I think I have a few shots that are like properly colored. Yeah. Like, I know I used a few of them in my reel because I wanted like something to spice it up. So like here, this is this is one of them. This is a shot from one of the things that I shot over summer of 2024. And I'll explain more about that later. But yeah, like, this isn't the most complex node tree, and if I'm being perfectly honest, I'd probably like redo this node tree today with like what I know about DaVinci. I'd probably redo this node tree at least a little bit. I do know I have this is doing something. I'm actually not quite sure what. Hold on, what is this? Oh, I think I just like took I just took a little bit of red out of his skin. But yeah, knowing what I know about DaVinci now and like how to balance and whatnot, I would probably recolor this at least a little bit. But like, quite frankly, this is, for what it is, this is pretty darn good. This was shot on iPhone, and literally the only lights we had were I don't have it here right now, unfortunately. I think I left it in my car when I took it back to my parents' house, but I have this like little aperture, like, it's kind of like an MC, like an aperture MC. I have that light. It's a little bigger than that. It's a little brighter than that. It is a proper panel, but it's like very small. It's a small panel. It gets pretty bright, but it's a small panel, and it's powered off of literally just like a Sony 2-pin. We had that, and we had the lamp that you can see like reflected in the TV here. Those were the only lights that we were really working with. Were literally just like the lights in that apartment. And so and the other thing is also, like, if you actually, like, if I turn off all these effects, and like, this is the log footage that we're working with, and this is just a basic CST turning Apple log into Rec 709, right? Now, like I said, if I were doing this today, I would probably change this pipeline. Like, here, let me go to a different shot. Let me go to this shot, which, you know, same thing. It's literally just it's the same thing. It's Apple log, right? Literally all I would do here is, well, it's not raw. Hold on. My basic bitch boy process now, for like minimal, like, this is me doing the absolute least, right? This is me doing like the absolute least. Is I'm going, hold on, what color space? Oh, input color space, use timeline. Okay. So on this, I'm putting a color space transform. Oh, wait, wrong clip. This one. I'm putting a color space transform, and we're going to use color space. Well, we can use the timeline. We can use the timeline color space. I actually don't remember what the timeline color space is, but we can use timeline. This is an Apple log. Output color space, I want it to be in DaVinci Wide Gamut with DaVinci Intermediate, right? And then put another color space transform at the end of it, which takes it from DaVinci Wide Gamut and DaVinci Intermediate to well, I mean, I could probably do 709 with Even 2.4. You would do that, and then in this middle node, I would just set my lum mix down to 0, set my pivot to 0.333, and pop open my scopes really quickly. Set that to vector scope, and just adjust my gain such that the white wall looks like a white wall, like looks like the color that I want it to be. Like I want it to be white, and put it right about like thereabouts ish. It's a little bit yellow, but you know, that's what I would do. And then from here, like now that you have a balanced image, you can go in and that's not what I would do. From here, you have a balanced image. You can go in and be like, oh, I want this to be my primary, and you know, on this you can do whatever you want. You know, like okay, our vector. I'm looking at my waveform here. You know, we have this big peak, but we are clipping right here, but nothing is particularly like crushing. So I would like it if these shadows were like properly crushed. I'll take my shadows. I'll bring them down so that they're properly crushing. And at some point, my actor comes in here. Yeah, here we go. So his skin tones are hovering way below what I would like them to be. I would like the darker side of his skin tones to still be about at like the 384 mark. So we're gonna take our gamma and just, and, you know, now we're at a better place. The brights are getting like kind of a little bit too bright for my personal taste, but like this is my point. It's like there is a lot you can do here. My method has changed significantly from this. I'm doing all of this. I'll do parts of this. I will still do parts of this, but yeah, I'm not doing all that. Anyway, I don't need to say it. I'm not doing that right now. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not talking about Occupied. That will eventually get cut. I want it to get done. Like I want to do that. I want to finish that. But yes. I guess now is a good time to talk about like what the live stream is actually titled. Let's talk about life, right? So, you know, obviously having talked about everything that I've talked about for the past like little while, y'all know that I am in film school, and specifically studying cinematography, based on like everything that I've talked about. I'm a cinematography student, and yeah, I guess we can talk about like what led there. So I have wanted to basically go into film school since I was in high school, really. It's been like, that's been the goal since probably my freshman year of high school. I mean, in my freshman year, it's probably in my Google Drive, actually. I'm going to check. But, you know, my freshman year of high school, I was in... Whoa. Whoops. What was that? Hello. What the hell? Okay. Oh, because it's all on Apple Pay now. Anyway. That was very concerning. Sorry, I have a Google One subscription for 100 gigs of Google Drive storage because I need a lot of Google Drive storage. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no, so I'm in my Google Drive right now. Specifically, can I like type vids? What the fuck is vids? Videos. Can I just like look up all videos in my, yeah, here we go. Last modified the other way. Here we go. Scalner Freestyle. What are these? 2019 MP4s. Oh, okay. This is like, these are personal videos. I think they're from 2020, I want to say. This is 2020 New Year's, probably. Yeah, it is. Holy shit. We were so young. We had no idea what we were in for. What is this? I think this is a part of a video I probably edited for Brick General back in the day. This is for something else. This is just some archives.
Mavic Mini unboxing about a month.
Oh yeah, this is the DJI Mavic Mini. I don't remember even having that. Playing on a string. This is some physics stuff, more personal stuff. This is for class. This is my old background. This is just like a, oh, this was for yeah. This is some more this is some green screen. What is this? I don't remember this. This is something that I filmed, clearly. I remember this. This is from 2020. Or, yeah, 2020. Wow. Holy shit. That's from a while ago. Or actually, it might be like early 2021. But still, it was back in the COVID days. It was definitely back in the COVID days. I forgot I did that. What else we got? What is this? 1700 meter. Oh, that's not. What is this? Is this? Oh, yeah. Okay. I forgot that existed. I forgot I even had that. Anyway. This is that. Okay, so I guess I don't have... maybe I don't have footage of this. That's kind of sad. I'm a little upset by that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little bit upset by that. Anyway, I had at some point in my Google Drive very, very, very old content. Very old content. Video of... It was video from my freshman year. I had a... I was doing like... I was just doing like... hold on. Let me actually bring my face back in full. Here we go. Way back. Take a way back. All right, anyway. Back, like, even in middle school, right? I've been doing YouTube, first of all. I've been doing YouTube since forever. I started recording YouTube videos back when I was very, very young, before this channel started. And I would just, like, record videos. Like, it was just a fun thing. I had a handy cam. Like, I think I started in 2012? I want to say 2012, honestly. Maybe it was 2013. It might have been 2013. But regardless, like, I started very, very young. Back in 2012, 2013, I was like just recording little things, you know, little gags, little things. I'd point a camera at myself and just like call it a day. And you know, back in like Christmas of like 2012, 2013, I got Pokepark 2 for the Wii. And my solution to record gameplay at the time was quite literally stick the Sony Handycam in front of the TV, hit focus and focus it on the TV, and shut the blinds off behind the TV and just hope and pray that it exposed it properly because there was no manual exposure on that camera. But then I also did other like things, like I was making like cooking videos, and I was just like doing like lifestyle stuff, like vlogs and shit. And I'd been doing that for a while, and, you know, obviously I did a lot of things with Brick General. We filmed, like, a bunch of Minecraft videos together and blah, blah, blah. It was a whole thing, honestly, back in elementary school. It was cool. My elementary school years back in like 2013, 2014 were probably the beginning of the time of it being cool to be a YouTuber. That was some shit. Anyway, so that happens, and then, man, after that happened, what the hell else happened? After that happened, I continued to do like some YouTube stuff into middle school, but I got really into like kind of more sketchy, like narrative driven work. Okay. I got into more like sketch comedy, like narrative driven work, and that was just like something that I got into. Like I thought it was fun. 7th grade comes around and I get my hands on iMovie, and me and my friends end up at this like one party because one of my friends is like moving away. They were moving across the country. And I just got an iMovie, and I had just seen the like trailers feature on iMovie, and I was like, oh, I can work with this. Let's shoot something. And so like at their big going away party, it was me and like all our friends, and we were in the basement of whoever's house it was, and we were shooting stuff, and we filmed this trailer, and this was like very much a narrative driven project. And we shoot it. We didn't actually get to shoot everything. It took us 5 hours, and we didn't shoot everything. That should tell you just how friggin' terrible I was back in 7th grade. No, I'm playing. Growth is always important. But back in 7th grade, we're filming, and we filmed, I don't even know what this was. All right. We filmed the trailer, and we said, all right, this is cool. Like, I liked it. Like, it was a lot of work. My voice was gone because I was a terrible director, and trying to wrangle a bunch of fucking kids to do what you want them to is hard. But, we got most of it done, and it was pretty cool. I look back on it very fondly, for sure. I look back on it as the beginning of something big. But, it piqued my interest around then to do, like, video production, more so than just, like, YouTube shit, more like narrative-driven or, like, sketch-based content or, like, something with a little more meat on its bones, right? Than sticking a camera on yourself and playing a video game. Or just, like, discussion videos where it's just you and a camera and you're like, I wanted to do something cooler. 8th grade passes, I don't really care. 9th grade comes around and I have a video production class, and it's funny. One of the people I was just talking about just texted me. Anyway, 9th grade comes around, I get into high school, and we have a video production elective, and I take that fucking immediately, and I enjoy it a lot. Like, for 9th grade, I think it was only a semester instead of, like, a full year class. But, I take that semester, and I loved it. I don't, unfortunately, have any of the videos from that era. I like, they're just gone. They're just not in my Google Drive, which is where they would be. Maybe I saved them somewhere else or something. I don't know. But, they're just not here. Can't have shit, etc., etc. Okay, not that. Definitely 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 not that. And yeah, now we're back to that. Yeah. So I don't have them, which is unfortunate. Like, some of them were really, really fun. Like, they were really fun. But, like, I wish I still had them. I don't. It's whatever. I'm not like losing sleep over it. I'll be okay. Anyway, regardless, I did this video production thing. One of the things I did was me and my friends in that class, we made a really simple, short, little, like, sketch type of thing of one of the assignments was, like, learning how to make foreground and background wipes. And so we used foreground and background wipes to make a little James Bond sketch, and then we blew up our school in that we put explosion effects over it in the footage. And then I did basically the exact same thing for a French project that I had to do that year. Like, it was stupid. It was really stupid. It was not high quality content. But then I really liked it, though. Like, I loved the process. And then I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what kept me going through middle school, where I was like, oh, I really like this. Like, I really enjoy the process of, like, making, like, filmmaking type of things. I know exactly what I enjoyed. Why I enjoyed that is because after me and my friends made after we made the iMovie thing, we wrote a script for the, like, story that we wanted to tell. It is terrible. It's definitely in my Google Docs somewhere. It's fucking terrible. But, like, it kept me going. Like, it kept me, like, interested in, like, movie making and, like, telling a story through a camera. So we wrote that, and I think we were writing something else too. I don't remember. I get into freshman year, I do these, like, little sketch type of projects. Those were fun. I do, like, what else do we do? I do these little, like, sketch type of things. Then 10th grade comes around, and that was when I made, I think it's on here, isn't it? That was when I made Slick Bandit. Like, that was, like, when I made that. I don't remember if I published it in 10th grade or not, but, like, that was when I made that. Then my junior year comes around, and junior year of high school was COVID. I mean, not the whole year. COVID started my spring semester of junior year. And at this point, I've been doing the YouTube thing. I've been making, other content, like other video type of content. This whole time, anytime I would go on vacation, I was making videos while I was on vacation of, like, this is where we went, this is what we saw, like, that kind of type of thing, for my family. So I enjoyed, like, the process of filming stuff and pointing a camera at things. And then, we made Slick Bandit. Slick Bandit was very interesting because it was the first time that I'd experimented with, more hardcore camera movement. Obviously, at that time, I didn't do it. I was directing because I was like, oh, I'm going to be a director. I'm going to be, and, we make Slick Bandit, and then we made... Oh, and then COVID hit by the time we were going to make our next movie. We were going to make a movie about this conspiracy that happened in my junior year physics class with a stuffed kiwi. Not the fruit, it was like a stuffed animal of the bird. That ended up not happening because of, COVID. But like, school was closed. But I took that opportunity. I was like, all right, well, how do I make this into something, like, funny? Because that was how I made movies at the time, was quite literally, let's just make people laugh. Like, that was why I made movies. It was just to make people laugh. And so that is when I made, oh my God, where is it? God damn it. Oh, here it is. That was when I made The Heist. That was May 10th, 2020 is when I put that out on this YouTube channel. That was when I made The Heist. And The Heist was great. Like, it was a great time. Filming of, like, that whole first scene of that movie that takes place when they're, like, planning their big bank heist. That was all, like, I filmed basically all of that movie at like very late night. Like I would shoot until like I would start filming at like 10 p.m., 11 p.m. and shoot until like 2 in the morning. And that was so much fun because I had some equipment that I had taken out before school got shut down, before my high school like was closed for COVID, and I still had some of that equipment. I was like, well, I might as well make the best of it. I had like a Atomos Ninja 5 or whatever, like a small shitty Atomos like monitor, and I think like a microphone and a Zoom to like record audio, like to get sync sound, like do external audio. So I did external audio. I did like, it was the whole 9 yards. And that first shot, actually, I very, very clearly remember. I don't know what it is, man. For some reason, I really apparently just love, like, I hate myself and I love rotoscoping because the Heist, roto, Slick Bandit, roto. Slick Bandit was actually where I learned how to roto. Slick Bandit was the first project that I learned how to rotoscope. It was during... I'll pull it up. It was during a lot of these, like, car interior shots. Where is it? I'll find it, don't worry. It was on it was on a lot of these, like, car interior shots. Oh, yeah, like this one, right? Oh, not that far. Not that far. Not that far either. Come on. I know it exists here somewhere. Because I remember, it took me a long time to do this. Oh, wait. I found one. Like this little gear shifter. Here we go. This little, like, gear shifter shot. I'll bring this over here. This little gear shifter shot right here, all of the windows are rotoed because we were literally just parked. Like, the car was parked when we shot all of these interior shots. And we just, like, I just rotoed the windows. And I was like, yes, this looks convincing. Or, like, this shot from Slick Bandit. All of the windows, once again, are rotoed. You can actually kind of tell because of, like, the weird angles because I was just lazy. I didn't even friggin' adjust the roto mask here for when his head turns. But yes, or like I didn't adjust any of it for these like dots. To be fair, I definitely could not have been bothered to adjust for all of those fucking dots. But like this is all roto, and this was my first time rotoing. And this is how this was the project that I learned how to rotoscope. And it took me a while, and like I said, I didn't even do that good of a job, but like I learned how to do it on this project. Anyway, Slick Bandit, that was, I think that other shot, same thing. Anytime there's a window while they're inside the cars in Slick Bandit, it's rotoed, because we filmed all of the interior of the car, like those shots are all from like when the car is at a standstill, because it was just quicker, easier, and safer to like shoot like, okay, let's do a series of gear shifting, let's do a series of like turn signals and like, whatever. It was so much easier to just do that than it was to like, okay, now we're driving and like it looks like we're driving and blah, blah, blah. It's too much fucking work. And then this first shot, I don't know what it is, man. Rotoscoping just seems to follow me everywhere I go. This first shot, same thing. You can actually tell because I got lazy towards the end of it. This first shot, also very much rotoed. Every single one of these copies of me is rotoscoped in. Because like I said, I'm a Final Cut Pro editor and didn't have any mocap, like motion capture, or not motion capture, motion tracking software at the time. I didn't have like Premiere or After Effects. I think, not Premiere, After Effects. After Effects is the one that has like, what's it called? Cafe? Something like that. That allows you to like motion track stuff. I didn't have that. And I didn't have motion either. I still don't know how to use motion. I have motion, I just don't know how to use it. I should learn how to use that. Anyway, I didn't have that, so I was rotoing different copies of myself. Literally, this shot is 5 layers this main guy is on the base layer, and then I literally left my this shot was actually shot on my phone. This was shot on the Galaxy S10 Plus. Literally what I did was I created a like that little rolled up piece of paper is like a bunch of pieces of paper all taped together, and then I rolled them up, and then I cut a little hole, like a little circle in the middle, so I could get that unrolling shot. Put my phone under it, hooked my phone up to the monitor so I could see what it was recording and like check the footage. And so I could like line things up properly. I didn't fucking line it up properly. You can see it on the top left corner here. You can still see the damn paper. Regardless, literally what I did was I rolled it open. I shot the scene with, I shot the shot with this guy, like this base layer. And I changed clothes, I shot this layer. I cut, I changed clothes, I shot this layer. I cut, I changed clothes, I shot this layer. I cut, I changed clothes, I shot this layer. Literally every single layer of this is the exact same shot. I didn't move my phone. It was still sitting right there. I literally just changed clothes, walked to the right or hit record, walked to the correct corner, peeked over. And then obviously, the one with the Pikachu head actually has like a line during this shot. And I'm really proud, honestly, of the timing on that, because I didn't have someone to cue me. Like I said, I was shooting this at like 2 a.m. I didn't have anybody to cue me on that line. So I that was like just me timing it properly, with this person's like line responding to this person. Regardless, for some reason I tend to roto a lot, and I shot this during COVID, and the inspiration behind this was quite literally like, okay, everybody's like losing their jobs, everybody's forced at home, how do we take this to an illogical extreme? How do we take this to a point where it's funny? And the joke was like, well, what about bank robbers? All the banks are closed, they can't rob banks anymore. And that's how I came up with the script for this. Was quite literally like, man, bank robbers have it rough right now, don't they? And that's how the heist came about. And then after the heist, like I said, that was COVID year. I did not give a crap about school. Those were the best year. That was like the best year when it came to like just screwing around and doing other things with my friends and having fun and whatnot, because I also had a job at the time, so I was like, existing. I was living life. I was having a great time. Blah 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 blah. But then, I you can only have that kind of fun for so long, and then I got then we started Face Off. Me and Brick General started Face Off. And that was awesome. I loved Face Off so much. It was so much fun. And then my senior year started, and I made Reality, where we had to make a silent film. And so I made a silent film. And it was about expectations versus reality. And it was about how, I think it's actually really easy to understand this short. It's literally just, this person going through the same routine over and over again, just hating life because they have to keep going to school, keep coming back, and they, go upstairs. I had my mom carry the camera for this one shot. And they come back, and then now they're at their desk, and they're hating life. And that green screen in the back was actually another thing that I stole from my school at the time. And this was shot on that green screen. This was shot on that green screen background. I borrowed my dad's office chair and his desk for this little sketch bit. And I thought that was... And I had to do exclusively visual humor since it was a silent film. So I was like, yes, tax evasion. Anyway. This guy's like super like jazzed about everything being online. So he sets up the computer. And it's the same thing. It's just open and close, open and close, open and close. High school never ends. But yeah, I really liked Reality. It was a short, sweet little the 3 minute little video. I enjoyed reality. I enjoyed making reality too. That was around when I was getting like really into Bowling for Soup. So I was like, high school never ends. Fuck yeah. Face Off, great time. I loved Face Off. I loved making Face Off so much. God, Face Off was so great. The Xbox Series S unboxing. I got my Xbox Series S around that time. Fun fact, I actually bought my Xbox Series S with my tax refund money that year. I got like $300 back for my taxes. I was like, oh, perfect. I'll buy an Xbox Series S. Because I didn't like want to spend $500 on a console to get the Series X, which I regret a little bit now, not because of like, oh, I need the extra power or anything. This 4K screen right here is the only 4K screen I own, and it's not particularly like big or good. It's just it is the only 4K screen, and I wish I had a 4K TV, but I don't because those are expensive as fuck too. At least the good ones are. But I digress. The main reason I would want a Series X is because I want a disk drive, like a Blu-ray player. Regardless, and then so I bought the Wawa burger. At this point, I think in May 24th, 2021, I was working at Wawa. So I actually didn't buy the Wawa burger. I got it for free because I worked there. And then I bought the Mr. Beast burger video. And that is the last time that I made a traditional Power Pumpkin Gamer video. Because 2021 was the year that I graduated high school. And so I got, I got my diploma. I spent that summer doing Jack friggin' All with my friends. And that fall, I started college as a film major, and I applied. By the time it had gotten to COVID times, I was like I said, I was a junior in high school, and about the only class in high school that I even cared about day in, day out was my video production class. Because that's the only class where I had any fun. I didn't care about math. I was in, what was I in my junior year? Calculus. Didn't care about calculus. By senior year, I ended up taking statistics. Didn't care about statistics. I was in physics. I didn't care about physics. I liked English, like, regardless, just because I like reading. Well, okay, that's not fair. I enjoy literature. And I like art. And I liked social studies because I like history. I'm pretty big on history, and I like I just like history. I also I'm really good at memorizing like random shit, which made me really good at social studies. Because a lot of social studies were like memorizing random shit. I also enjoyed civics quite a bit. I took AP Gov my senior year. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I by the time senior year had come around, or rather even by the time junior year had come around, and I'd taken the SAT and gotten the score that I'd gotten, and I was applying to colleges and all that other garbage. I didn't care. I didn't care about math or science, and I didn't want to be a doctor because I didn't give a fuck. I didn't want to be an engineer because I didn't give a fuck. The only thing I actually cared about doing was filmmaking, was making movies, and I wanted to make movies. And so I was like, I'm going to film school. So I did. I went to film school. I'm currently in film school. And I came in, like I said, I did video production all 4 years of high school. So I came into film school not giving a shit. Oh, okay, I should say that. I came into film school expecting to level up, right? I came into film school expecting to take what I already knew and make something even bigger. But the way that my school works is they kind of expect as freshmen that like the curriculum is based around the idea that you've never held a camera. I have my own thoughts about that, obviously, but that is how the curriculum is designed. So I came in to college already knowing basics of cinematography, some basics of I came into college already knowing 3-point lighting and the Rembrandt cheek patch. And then they were still teaching me the fucking exposure triangle my first semester of freshman year, and I was like, what am I doing, right? And I hated it. I hated my first semester of freshman year. It was so boring. Real shit, because that was still COVID recovery. Everybody was forced to wear masks. All of the attendance was through an online portal. There were many classes my freshman year where I just didn't go to class. I'd check in on the online tool, and then I'd take a nap, or I'd go get food, or I'd fucking hang out with my friends instead of going to class, because I wasn't learning anything new. And it did piss me off. It did. I was very mad about that. But my final project for my first semester of freshman year was Home for the Holidays. It was I uploaded this to my YouTube channel in 2021. When did I upload this? December 13th, 2021. The director's cut exists because I wanted it to be longer than 5 minutes, or I wanted it to be longer than 2. But regardless, some of this footage that I have at this beginning, these fucking PTSD flashbacks that he's getting, that's just footage that I took on my phone that I was like, man, this was also shot on the Canon 80D. I went home for winter break, and I was like, man, it's really weird being home. It feels very different after leaving the house. It feels really different. This opening shot of me, opening the vents again. I was like, man, I haven't done that in a while. Because, they closed the vents. But regardless, this whole movie is very, slow, methodical, long. And it's all about, the weird dichotomy of coming home for the holidays, but it doesn't feel like home because my stuff isn't here, because the vents are closed, because it's not the same. It's not it's just not. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't I don't feel like I'm at home. My home feels like here in college. And that was the whole, it's oh, nothing's plugged in. Everything's been unplugged because I haven't been home. Because this isn't home. That was the whole movie. That was the whole point of this. That's why for me, that's why I wanted it to be as long as it is. That's why I have this extended, shot, because I wanted to try something cool. This extended shot of me just driving. Is because everything feels foreign, everything, despite the fact that this is home. And, I used to work here. I used to work at this Giant. And this was the thing that clinched it for me. I was like, wait a minute. It's not that different. It's not. Anyway, I'm not trying to say that Home for the Holidays was some big fucking I'm not trying to say that it was some insanely well crafted idea. It wasn't. But that was my final for my first semester of college. And because I hated that first semester class so much, my actual production class so much, I didn't take any other production class my next semester. The Last Slice was another project that I did my freshman semester. I was trying something different in this particular project, in that I wanted to see if I wanted to experiment with audio mixing, which is why I had them both wear their masks as they're talking. Because I wanted to experiment with audio mixing, and this was just something new that I wanted to try. So I did. And I also didn't write a script because it was something that I wanted to try. I wanted to try how, like, people... Those weren't actors either. They weren't actual professional actors. They weren't acting students even. I think one of them was a bio major. I don't even remember. Regardless, you know, they weren't actors. I just wanted to try something new with audio mixing, and I wanted to try something new with, like, does dialogue sound better if you just let people improv? And so that was another project that I did way back when, my first semester of freshman year. Second semester freshman year, I did one of the other classes that I had to take, like another fundamentals class, which was media and culture, which is like movies and how they relate to like the culture around them and how life imitates art and art imitates life. That was the whole thing. Then Are You Okay? And It's Not True, the mockumentary of a terrible roommate, are for my sophomore year, where I took the second production class that I was supposed to take my second semester of freshman year. Those were the two things that I was supposed to do for that class, two projects I was supposed to do for that class. So I uploaded those in September and November of 2022. And then, The Void. I shot COVID Therapy in, I think, like, January or February of 2023. So I shot it between The Void and It's Not True. But, you know, I shot COVID Therapy. By the time the edit finished, it was, like, later. And then I, you know, put it up. That was the first time I DP'd a project. I did not know what I was doing. A lot of that short is shot on Steadicam. I did not know how to use a Steadicam. You know, I didn't know how to use a Steadicam. This opening shot on Steadicam. I really enjoyed this a lot. The process of making this was great. The process of like shot listing and thinking about the lighting and whatnot. I actually didn't really think about lighting because I wasn't trained on lighting. And I wanted to light this, but I didn't know how. I didn't know how to light because I just didn't. The only thing I knew was like 3-point lighting. It's like, oh yes, okay. Because they didn't really teach us. simple fact. They didn't really teach us how to light. But COVID Therapy was a fun time overall. It was a fun time. And then The Void, that was great. Cracker Barrel Fiasco, that was in class. Like I said, this is my sophomore year. Now I'm in like intermediate production classes instead of beginner production classes, where we're not really talking about like the rule of thirds or not rule of thirds. We're not talking about like the exposure triangle anymore. We're talking about something a little more advanced, like cinematography wise. We're talking about more advanced things like the rule of thirds, or, well, okay, they're not advanced, but like something more than the exposure triangle, like rule of thirds, 180 rule, 30-degree rule, shit like that. And I was the DP on this, and this was pretty fun. There's a writing, well, like being in the writing like team with this one, it's like, oh, that was a good time. I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed the Cracker Barrel Fiasco quite a bit. Stars Crossed was for the same class that the Cracker Barrel Fiasco was for, and The Void was for that class as well. Stars Crossed specifically, though, was my directorial, like, I don't want to say my directorial debut because I directed the mockumentary of a terrible roommate, but the mockumentary of a terrible roommate is just like, it was quite literally just me and my friends like fucking around because we were all roommates and we had one roommate that fucking sucked. So we were like, yeah, let's make a mockumentary about him. But yeah, like that one wasn't like, I wasn't taking that shit too seriously. The Void I did try to take pretty seriously as a director. Stars Crossed I definitely tried to take more seriously because I also wrote the script for Stars Crossed. And I don't think I did a very good job as a director at the time. I didn't know what I was doing. Same thing with The Perfect Sandwich. I didn't really know what I was doing. But at the end of my sophomore year, I was like, okay, I'm trying to apply for concentration, and directing, especially with my experience on Stars Crossed, directing wasn't really, like, I wasn't really feeling it. I felt like I wasn't very good at it, and I felt like I was probably going to get outshone by, like, everybody else that tried. So I was like, okay, let me, so I talked to my, like, one of my professors at the time. I was like, hey, I don't know if I want to do directing. I don't know if I'm cut out for it, frankly. And they were like, well, you should do cinematography then, because it's very closely related in terms of like your relationship with the director. And the cinematography concentration also gets to play with all of the cool toys and all of the nice cameras that my school offers. Because from freshman year at this particular university, you get access to like stuff. You can have cameras, you can have audio equipment or rent it from the equipment office when you pay your insurance bill, but you're not getting like the nicest shit. They're not giving you like the Aria Mira your freshman year. They're giving you like a Panasonic GH5. They're giving you like even sophomore year we only had access to like Blackmagic Pocket 4Ks. But then you can go into the cinematography concentration, and then you can have access to some of the nicer cameras. Then my junior year, so at the end of my sophomore year, I apply for the cinematography concentration, and I get in. That is the best thing that I've ever done. That is quite literally, I think, the best thing I've ever done. Because once I got into the cinematography concentration, oh my god, everything changed. I am going to take a look at my reel real quick. Just because I want to validate, like I want to check something. I am like 90% sure that everything that is in my reel I shot after I joined the cinematography concentration. Yep, Raven, Malkovich, Gutterball. Yeah, shot Gutterball. Oh no, this I technically shot. No, I was in filmmaking, which means I wasn't junior year. I was in the cinematography concentration. So I shot these in filmmaking, which was a class I took my junior year, where we shot on film, like on 16mm film. I think it's actually one of the rolls. I'm pretty sure it's in here somewhere. Of okay, maybe not. Maybe I took it back to my parents' house. I don't know. I'm like I could have sworn there was like a roll of film here at my apartment, but maybe I put it somewhere. I don't know. That I shot, and I shot on actual 16mm film, like physical celluloid film, and that's also after I joined the cinematography concentration. And those shots from that. That's Raven. This is from Occupied, which I shot this summer. Gutterball, Raven, filmmaking, Malkovich, and Occupied. Yeah, basically everything that is currently in my reel was shot after I joined the cinematography concentration. Oh shoot, smudged the shit out of my lens. Hold on. Anyway, yeah, like everything that's in my reel right now was shot post cinematography concentration. And I don't know. I feel like that says something, doesn't it? Well, okay, it shouldn't, because my reel is my cinematography reel. But like I feel like it does say something about the quality of my work and how it changed post joining the cinematography concentration. Regardless, I am very glad that I did. I've worked on film stuff a lot more. I have gained more professional experience in what I want to do. I also know what I want to do when I leave college. I'm about to graduate in a couple of months. And I have a good outlook on what moving forward. what I want to do, what I don't want to do, what I'm willing to put up with, like all of it. Like I just have a good outlook on like what is going to happen next. I have a good idea of what's going to happen next and what like how things should be working out for me. Yeah. I guess that's the life update. That's the let's talk about life. I've talked about my life now. It is now 12:43. Wow, okay. I've been talking for 2 fucking hours. That's how much I love yapping. Mind you, that's how much I love yapping. So much so that I started the stream playing a game, and I think I've been, at this point, not playing a game for probably most of the stream. It's just been me talking and occasionally showing you things. I'm a mess. Anyway, yeah, I love cinematography. I'm so glad I chose to do it. That's been my yap sesh. That's been my long overdue. That's been my long overdue like explanation. To be honest, I don't really like. It's not like I owe you an explanation or anything to the like 5 people that are ever gonna see this. It's more just like, you know, I talked about for a while. I've been like, oh yeah, I'll make a video or something and I'll explain, you know, what I'm doing with life and what I'm like, all that shit. You know, I've talked about this. I've talked about like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna like explain it. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna do whatever. And then I never do. That's the thing. And then I never do. So it finally happened. Like 2 or 3 years on from when I said it would happen, but it finally happened. Yeah. That's that. I'm going to get off stream now. I'm going to go take a shower and I'm going to go to bed. Because I got class in the morning. I don't know. That's about it. That's life. I hope y'all lives are doing good. I hope you find direction. I hope you find safety and comfort and stability and all the good things. I hate social media. I do. And I do consider YouTube a social media platform of sorts. This is probably the best one, but in general, they're all bad. I don't know. It is nice, though, to have, like, somewhere that you can go that isn't, like, necessarily to another person and just kind of, like, talk. Just kind of, like, let it all out. Just talk about life. Just talk about existence and how goddamn confusing it is every day. It's nice. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. Peace out, everybody.